Dragon Ball Daima just dropped today, and I wanted to talk about it a little bit. I want to talk about some of the new lore revelations that has come out of this first episode. Now, I'm one who usually waits for the dub when it comes to pretty much all anime, but I didn't want to risk being spoiled everything before I got the chance to watch it, so I just went ahead and decided I'm just going to watch the sub for this one. So, bear with me. I'm really sick today. It's why I haven't put out my Sparking Zero review. So, just kind of bear with me. Keep that in mind if I sound different. First off, I'm going to go ahead and say the animation's beautiful. It's what I wish Dragon Ball Super looked like the entire time. It's what I think it should have looked like the entire time. You know, it starts with kind of like a recap of like Dragon Ball and particularly the Buu arc. They do briefly talk about Babidi, Demon King Dabura, talking about him going to the outside world because this is in the demon realm, of course, with the Makaioshin and Goma, King Goma, who's king now because Dabura is dead. So, and they defeated Majin Buu, and early on, you know, they're watching the events of the Buu arc, and they're surprised that they have Dragon Balls. They're surprised at the power of the people from the outside world. You know, they confuse their ki attacks with magic. So that, I mean, that really gives us sort of a window into how secluded the demon realm really is, and how things may sort of function there. And, you know, gives us an idea that things clearly work different in the demon realm. I can't wait until they dive further in. I don't want to assume anything, so I'm just going to kind of leave it at that. I can't wait for them to dive further into that. We go back to the outside world. It's Universe 7. Everybody's having a birthday party for Trunks. He's turning 9. This is supposed to take, and this is sort of where things get a little messy. This is supposed to take place pretty much right after the Buu arc. Trunks was 8 in the Buu arc. He's turning 9 at this birthday party. So that confirms if it's taking place, you know, within the same timeline as Dragon Ball Super, which nearly every source says it does, it kind of muddies the water a little bit because it takes place clearly before Battle of Gods. But we see at the birthday party, Supreme Kai, Shin, and Kibito are separated. They're no longer fused, whereas they were fused in Battle of Gods and were later separated. Even the reason for their separation changed. In Dragon Ball Super, they said that they used the Namekian Dragon Balls to separate them. In this, they revealed that they asked Mr. Buu, they asked Majin Buu to absorb them, seeing how it affected the Vegito fusion back in the Fusion Saga Dragon Ball Z, and it separated them, and Buu just spat them back out. So the thing about that is, you know, as you can tell, it kind of muddies the waters when it comes to the continuity. But then it wouldn't be Dragon Ball without some sort of continuity error. I don't know if this will be explained at all, because it may just be the new retcon, which is kind of weird because it's like it's retconning something that took place later. So it's kind of weird because this is taking place before Dragon Ball Super. So that's a little odd. So I don't know how they're going to handle that. You know, I guess it's always possible they could refuse and then separate again a different way. But if we don't see them refuse by the end of Daima, then I guess it's just kind of an error, a continuity error. I don't know. It's a weird continuity error. I hope it gets explained, but because this is Dragon Ball, I would not be surprised if it doesn't get explained. The most interesting thing about the episode to me was the revelation that the Namekians originated from the demon realm. That is so interesting to me. And apparently a telltale sign is that they have pointed ears. That is extremely interesting to me. You know, you may feel differently, but you know, their ancestors originating from the demon realm, because when Goma and the Makaioshin were watching the events of the Majin Buu arc, and they were surprised to see a Namekian. They were surprised to see Dragon Balls. Apparently they have their own set of Dragon Balls that are large. They're not nearly as large as the Super Dragon Balls, but they're much larger than even the Namekian balls. Like they look larger than the average human or the average person, but they're guarded by apparently very powerful beings called Tamagami, and no one's been able to make a wish on them for a long time. So they're like, well, we can't use these Dragon Balls, but we can maybe go to the outside world and use the Earth's Dragon Balls, and we can make all these people that defeated Majin Buu weaker by making them children again. So that seems to be their plan, you know, and they were surprised to see a Namekian, and we get to see a Namekian who lives in the demon realm, and he says, you know, he hasn't seen another Namekian for like over 1,000 years or something like that. So when they go to our world, to the outside world, and they see Dende, you know, this Namekian, Dende's obviously surprised to see another Namekian. This Namekian is pleased to see another Namekian because he hasn't seen one in so long, and this Namekian is clearly very, very powerful. I'm not sure how old he is specifically, but he's clearly very powerful, as he's able to summon Dende's or Earth's set of Dragon Balls, even though they're still stone from the last wishes they granted. They're still stone, and he's still able to summon them and then revert them back to normal. So that shows that this guy is very powerful. And I really, really hope they dive more into this, the Namekians being from the demon realm and things like that. Overall, the first episode, I'd say is a 10 out of 10. It was a little bit longer episode, but the pacing never felt slow. It did a good job at very quickly world building and getting us set up with the main plot. It ends on the cliffhanger of everybody turning back to children, which looked like an incredibly painful process. Very, very excited to see where this goes. That's gonna be it for my review of this episode. If you like this, please hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe for more Dragon Ball and anime content. I'm sorry I couldn't go more in depth. I'm just feeling very sick. Hopefully, if you guys do like these videos and want me to review more episodes as they come out, I will of course do that, and I'll be feeling better, and I might be able to go more in depth. And I have all my faculties about me, be able to think about it a bit more critically. I am interested to know, for those of you that have watched it, what did you think of the first episode? Are you watching it subbed, or are you just going to wait for the dub to come out? Because obviously I'm going to watch the dub when it comes out, because Stephanie Nadolny returning to play Goku. That's all I needed. Again, subscribe, like, hit the bell so you don't miss any uploads. I know it's going to be late. I still hope to get the Sparking Zero review out next week. It might not matter because it'll be like a week after its release, but I still want to get my thoughts out there. I've been feeling very ill this week. Thank you guys, and I hope to see you in the next video.